Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I guess one person has joined from their category. Welcome to your first live session with your mentor. Right, I will just introduce him, and he would take over from there, and you guys can proceed with the session. So, welcome everyone again. Now that you guys are five. So, before I introduce him, I'm going to state a very quick instruction. So while the program is going on, while he's taking you guys through whatever you guys are going to do today, right? Towards the end, a link for attendance will be dropped. Now you fill the attendance immediately after the session ends. The link for the attendance will be shut out. So it means immediately he finishes and I confirm he's done and I drop the attendance, everybody has a maximum of 10 minutes to fill the attendance. So once you fill the attendance and you guys are done, immediately we end this live, I would shut the attendance. Everybody who is not here and who does not fill the attendance automatically is out of the program and will not be continuing this journey. Just like we said from the very beginning, we are not looking for everybody. If it is just one person who will start and finish, we are very okay. So long that person comes out as a top-notch candidate for us, right? So perfect. So Mr. Paul, welcome to DMZ Camp, and these are the set of branding and design students that you would be taking for the next couple of weeks. So I give you the floor to introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you very much for this privilege to be a peculiar mentor to the branding and design guys. And I hope you all are doing fine. So I appreciate your effort bringing this to play, even at this time like this, for people. It's not easy. Branding is not a kind of something that you can go to a school to learn. Rather, it's these are things that are being taught in a place that will cost you. And in the game of branding, a lot of people don't understand that branding is not just about you having a kind of line on. And there are a lot of misconception about branding, where a lot of people talk about, maybe you brand your stuff, you wear your clothes, you wear your brand clothes, you do all those things and that. No, that's not branding. There are a lot of ideas about branding that a lot of people has. And I've been into the branding space for 3 years now, going to 4 years. And I also started as coming into the branding space as having some kind of thought about, okay, this is what branding is, this is what branding is not. And I got to understand that branding is more than what designers talk about. As a brand designer, if you want to build a career in branding and design, you must know that branding is very much different from design. And branding is wider than designing. Designing is wider, branding is wider. Also, it's just like when you want to talk about marketing. So, as a brand designer, there's no way you won't know about something around marketing or branding and marketing. They are interwoven together. So when you are talking about branding, you're not talking about maybe line on or some kind of sort of ideas that people have about branding. So before you start getting to know branding, you must understand that branding is more than what designers talk about. Branding is wider than designing. Designing is wider, branding is wider. Also, it's just like when you want to talk about marketing. That is a doing word. It is continuous. So when you talk about brand, it's not what you just do and you leave. Branding is something that is continuous. It is called perception management. Are you with me now? So I'll first take it from brand. So let me give you a definition. Brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's good or services as distinct from those other sellers. Are you getting it now? So when we talk about brand, brand is one. The first thing is what? A name. It is a term, it is a design, it is a symbol that makes you what? Identify one brand from the other. So if you can't differentiate Taye from Kehinde, you cannot say that what this is a brand. A brand must be distinct. A brand means something that is distinct. You can identify it differently from other what other brand. So that is what is called a brand. A brand also, let me just bust this out because this is what people are expecting when they talk about brand. You say brand is a generic name that's when you talk about the product, the name, the logo, the value proposition of a company. So people define brand as that also. You can also say a brand is a company identity that separates them and make them unique from what other company. Did you get it now? So when you say something is a unique identity, that is what identifies UBA different from First Bank. That is what we call a brand. So when you see, I'm going to be moving little by little into branding and introduction. So you have to follow me so that you don't miss a thing. All right. So I talked about a brand is what? An identity that separates one company from what? Another. Now let's talk about identity. When you talk about identity, identity is a question of, you know, the number one. Identity is when you want to talk about personal identity now. Who are you? You can say, what are you born into? A bit of maybe who gave birth to you? Where do you originate from? Identity. Are you getting it now? So it's an illustration of, for instance, let's talk about Elizabeth and her mother. They stay in an environment. If you want to what know the identity of Elizabeth, you go to her mother, right? So at the beginning, your brand or any brand will be determined by the creator. Now listen to me. This is a trend that you need to understand. When anybody is defining a brand or you are defining a brand for a customer, a client, or you are defining your own personal brand, you are building your own personal brand, you are building a company for yourself, it is going to be first determined by you, the creator. But when you move on, a brand will be determined by what? The market that that brand is what? Is proposed to serve. Are you with me now? So when we talk about brand, brand is not something that you just define, just say you have built a company and this is just everything and all about branding. But when you move on, you will know that branding first will be determined by you. Now let's use it as we, as the client. Branding will be first determined by you. Then later on, it will be determined by those that are using your what brand. Because they'll be giving you feedback that we don't like this, we don't like this. Then you now start what adjusting to their what comments, you start adjusting to their what observations, suggestions, because you want to serve them better. So a brand is what? When you talk about a brand is the entire experience now that the prospects or customers have with your organization. So when you say a brand is not this is a brand, is a company. No, it's not just that. It's that really, but it doesn't just end there. A brand is what we call an entire experience your prospects and your customers have with your company. It's what you stand for, a promise you make, the personality that you convey. So before I move ahead, I want to be sure you guys are following me. Let me see your comments if you are following me and if you understand better what has been said so far. If you understand better what has been said so far, let me hear your comments. Let me see your comments. You can send your comments. Stanley, are you there? Let me know if there's a comment at the moment.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, yeah, there's one comment from Esther Adiola.
Okay, Esther. All right, all right, all right. If I have only Esther, I think I can move on. So Esther, you can
Okay,
just
Janet.
follow me.
So we have a
Okay,
comment from
Janet. Wow,
Esther,
you're
from
having
Janet.
a lot
Yeah,
of ladies. You
I
can have
guess
a
so.
lot of ladies taking this branding class. Wow. I think girls
The,
are doing more.
the
All
guys are
right. So
sleeping.
I think since I've been using since I've been using a lady, you guys can relate. I've been using Elizabeth. Maybe I should start using Esther and Janet now to explain better so that it will stick when you remember my explanation. So I said that your brand is the entire experience your prospects and your customers have with your company. So it is what you stand for, it is your promise, it is the personality that you convey. So your brand is a living being. It's not even like a living being. It's a living being. It breathes. And where does it breathe? In the mind of your customer. Existing or intending, it breathes. And who delivers the brand? You, of course, you deliver the brand. Who shape it? The market. You and the market, you shape your brand. So when we talk about that's the process, branding. Branding is a process. That shaping process is you and the market. You see, this is where we talk about perception management, entering into marketing. But then let's not dive into that. We are still introducing what branding is before we start what diving deeper. Okay, so who nurtures this brand? You and the market, you nurture it. Who bears the responsibility if the what brand fail? You alone. So I've mentioned four things. You deliver the brand, but in the shaping process, you and the market will shape it. In the nurturing process, you and the market will nurture it. But when the brand fails, what happens? You bear the responsibilities alone. So in the branding for a company, you must know that what you take the responsibility when your brand fails. So the market is always responsible for the seed. Your brand is the mother that carries the seed to give a child. So you don't produce what markets don't need. You are going to marketing now. So it's interwoven. You have to intune your brain because you can't be a brand designer and you don't understand marketing because you will get to a state that you have to do marketing designs. There's something called sales designs and marketing designs. And it is what you have nurtured, it is the identity you have shaped that will determine whether your brand designs will what sell. Are you with me now? So your brand must be a product of need, being separated, all right? And branding, you don't choose the market choose you. You can only position yourself. Branding is positioning, right? In branding, as a brand designer, you must be able to position a business, a company, to be clear in the words in the face of the audience. And when you are doing that, is the market that will choose you. You might have done, maybe your marketing team might have done, okay, this is target market, this is this and that. In the process of your shaping, the market will choose you and they will choose to be loyal to you. So branding is what you use to build loyalty for what? For your audience. Are you with me now? All right. So okay. Let me just move into the next one because this is meant to be an introductory class. We are just 15 minutes away. Maybe I'll come back to some things later. I'm trying to check what I noted down to talk about. All right, I can see Chika. Chika, thanks for joining. Thanks for your comment also. So let me just give a summary about branding. Branding is very crucial. Now, I'm talking about the importance now. Branding is very crucial for products and services sold in huge consumer market. Now, when we talk about consumer market, we are talking about those that will buy a product, those that will consume a product, those that will use your brand. So it is very crucial for what? Branding is very crucial for any business. Branding is very crucial for what? For the product and services sold in huge consumers market. It's also important in business to business because it helps that company, that business stand out from competition. I'm talking about the importance. It brings your competitive positioning and value proposition to life. Yes. If you want to be living, you want to be breathing in the heart of your customer, you have to brand yourself and it must be continuous because your competitive positioning depends on it. It depends on it. And the value proposition for it to come alive, for them to know that okay, yes, let's do about. Let me give a little example. The branding, the shaping, the nurturing that GT Bank will give you is that they are like student accounts, right? There are some banks that position themselves as loan. You can come and borrow loan. That's the value they offer. They are giving you a value that you need to know them with. When GT Bank first came, they said, this is a student account. You want to register a student, just go to GT Bank. Just go to GT Bank. And they enter the market. The market begin to choose them because what? They position themselves, they brand themselves to be separate from the competition that they serve, right? So it's also position you as a certain something in the mind of the prospect. They will know that okay, this is if you see Tesla, people know okay, Tesla they are good in electric motors, they are doing this and that, this is Tesla. They are very they position themselves than Innoson. Innoson is Nigerian brand. It's different from Tesla. For Innoson, you will know them for something. Tesla, you will know them for something. For FedEx now, we know FedEx, which is Fed Express. FedEx as a logistic organization to be what? They deliver overnight. So when you want to go and do your delivery with them, just know that it's overnight. That's their own value proposition. That's their own word that they key into the mind of the prospect. Maybe if during the course of your mentorship, you're going to be talking about brand tone, brand voice, brand personality, the types of personality that businesses have, brand colors, how do color relate to what you are saying. The color you choose for your client or for yourself, they have meanings. Color speaks. You are using blue, you are speaking tech, right? So people will have to know you by your color. Color also is because you can't talk. We do everything in design because design is not just something that doesn't have meaning. Design is meant to what? Illustrate something. That's why you see photographers will tell you pictures speaks, right? They take if they want to take a kind of drone photography, they know that okay, this is what this we are trying to say in this picture. They want to take event photography, they don't just take someone that is, if they take someone that is eating angrily, it speaks. They know what they are saying. If they take a picture of a moon, when a sun is setting or a sun is rising, they are trying to communicate something, right? So also is that your brand consistently and repeatedly tells your prospect and customers why they should buy from you. So that's branding. It will constantly be telling them, okay, this is why you should buy from me. Because I am this, because I am that, and you can't get this anywhere else. That is branding. Branding is not the one you talk about that branding, I'll do online, I'll do on design. Branding and design are interwoven because branding, how you express your branding is that you express it in design and in words. So design is part of it, and in the words is where the marketing comes from, right? The marketing comes from. So I love my class to be interactive. I told Stanley I was thinking it was going to be a Google Meet. I will have asked question. But before I move ahead, Esther, Janet, Chika, can you just tell me one thing you've learned so far? Just type it in the comment section before I move on. Type it in the comment section what you have learned so far. So what have you learned so far? Just type, just if it's just one word, I will know you are following me. So just type it in the comment section. One thing you have learned so far from what I've been saying. So I will know that I'm not just speaking to the air. I'm going to be going straight down to um, what do you do to have a right branding? what you should do to have the right branding. And I'm going to just end it with some questions that you can ask, some ideal questions you can ask an ideal customer relative to branding. Then we close for today. So nobody's sending in comments. Mr. Stan, are you there? I can see from
Yeah,
the
I'm here.
front
Esther
end.
has replied. She said branding is
Okay,
expressed in your designs and words.
your words convey your marketing. All right, thank you very much, Esther. Kudos to you for following through. So is he only Esther? What of Jeanette? What of Chika? Just say something. You don't have to be totally right. It's a learning process. So if you don't get it, I can know that okay, I need to recap some things. And you should by now have your notes so that you can follow through. At least jot something.
Just a quick one. Esther, can you send a message to your program manager, DMZ Cam, the number that regulates your community and your various groups? So send a message to him with your email and your full name. Just send a message to him. He would forward and tell him Esther from the live session. He would forward to me. Then I would also forward some details to you. I guess you are the only student who is constantly active here.
All right. So I can see Chika branding doesn't need to be different but distinctive and unique. Okay, well,
Okay. Same as Cole and Janet. Just follow the instructions I gave Esther, and he will pass your messages to me. Then we can take it from there. So I guess probably the three of you are the only ones that will be proceeding with this program. Mr. Paul, you can continue.
all right. Thank you very much. So it's just that he said you should send your details, your name and your email to to your program manager. That's DMZ Cam, right? So send a message to him with your email and your name. So that's that, Esther. So let me just move ahead because of our time. Let me move ahead because of our time. All right, so what do you need to do to have the right branding? Before I go ahead to that, I can tell you that your marketing is zero without a proper branding. I was discussing with the CEO of your brand of DMZ Camp one time, and we were talking about an organization that is into the talent pipeline agency. And these people they want to make sales, they want to market themselves, but they are missing it in one aspect, which is the branding aspect. They don't have a good branding, they don't have a tone, they don't have a brand tone, they don't have a brand voice, they don't have a unique value proposition. They don't know how to tell their story, they don't know how to do their brand story, and they are going on doing marketing. Their marketing was not effective, so they were looking for one way or the other to just buy leads and do some kind of direct coaching and all. So your marketing will be zero if you have not positioned yourself better. So branding is positioning. Did you get that? Positioning is that you have a one word in the mind of the audience. You have just one single word in the mind of your customer that they will know that okay, when we talk about DMZ Camp, we know that DMZ Camp gives us free knowledge, gives us mentorship. You can never get that anywhere. DMZ Camp is trying to support the demand of job in the society by training what you people for free so that you can have access to what you need to scale by yourself, right? So what do you need to do to have the right branding? Number one is you have to do a thorough industry analysis. Believe me, you need to do that. You need to do what? A thorough industry analysis. whatever industry you want to design for, you want to brand for, you have to do a thorough industry analysis for them. For instance, maybe you are in the e-commerce sector and you want to brand a new e-commerce startup that is just starting. You have to do a thorough industry analysis. You have to go to the extent of study Amazon, study Alibaba, study eBay, study a lot of e-commerce in the industry, both local, both down to the core. Do analysis. Check how did they do their own. How is it possible for this person to differentiate them from this person? What do you know Alibaba with? What do you know Amazon with? What did you know eBay with? What did you know local e-commerce with? What did you know? You know, you have to what do your thorough industry analysis because a proper brand strategy comes from proper need identification and proper value proposition. If you are taking anything away from this class, that two things is what you should take away. Need identification and proper value proposition. If you must have a proper brand strategy, you must design a proper brand strategy for a client. You must be able to know their audience need and what the value you want to propose to them. So the companies that win in the game of business are the ones that have number one, a well-crafted brand strategy. Number two, a well-crafted marketing strategy. Number three, they are ready to innovate. And number four, they are not so cost that people can't afford them. Did you get that for? We are not going to be talking about marketing, innovations, and just because it's not part of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm just going to be focusing on the brand strategy. But that four is a win game for anybody that wants to what, win in the business era. So there are four questions an ideal customer asks relative to what you do. So if imagine yourself as the company, this is what a customer will ask. That's trying to tell you now is that you must put this mindset an organization because a customer will always ask this question, either you like it or not. And it's your responsibility as a brand strategist or as a brand designer to be able to answer this question for the company you are branding for. The first point is who is the customer? You know, organization, who are you? And this simply says, I don't know you, I don't know who owns this company, but then I'm willing to know who you are. So tell me, who are you? They will always ask, oh, who is DMZ Camp? What do they do? Who is a lot of people you asked that question when you were coming in. You when you saw the stuff that okay, learn a tech skill for free, you don't just come. There's a process that has undergone in your mindset before you even come in to this training today. You first ask, who is DMZ Camp? What are you? Is the next question an ideal customer will ask. What are you? And what are you speaks of two things, the performance and the imagery. Performance is, do you really meet my needs? If James Camp doesn't meet your needs, you won't come. It's branding. That's what we call branding. He branded, the owner branded himself, right? And you were able to say, okay, this is a text for free. And it's like you have a need analysis, has done need analysis, and you saw that okay, it fits your need. Then you chose DMZ Camp to come and learn today. That is how you got it. It's a branding process. The way you got in today is a branding process. I hope you are learning. So it's a question of, do you really meet my needs? Are you reliable? Are you effective? Do you operate in a style that suits me? I believe most of you are comfortable, coming to learn on the learning management system, having a kind of mentorship section like this. It's scarce, right? It's scarce. You take your course, and after you take your course, Another person will come and mentor you for free, just like that. Oh my God, you must be really lucky because that's just it. This mentorship, you are not paying for it. The organization is paying mentors to come and mentor you. Some cost dollars, I'm telling you, $500 more than for this mentorship that you are getting. But they are doing it for free for you. Why? Because he wants to what? Change the narrative. That's branding. And when we talk about imagery, we are talking about, that's psychological now. I want people to think I'm classy. You know, you want people to think you are, using DMZ cam, you want people to know that yes, you serve a purpose, you do all those things. You want to ensure that you are taking the right step using DMZ cam. You don't want people to say, I just come to DMZ cam and I don't think I'm getting better. And you don't want to be mugged. Let's say you don't want to be mugged by using DMZ cam. You have a goal, you have a mindset, you have something that you want to learn, you have expectation. That's imagery. You're checking your image. Can I come to DMZ cam and say, yeah, I'm proud I took this course? If you just go to a learning management system like Coursera, you just take a course, yeah. You won't have this opportunity to even the mentorship, you will pay for it. Right? So the next question an ideal customer will ask in a branding process is, what about you? What about you? No, tell me, what about you? And when you're talking about what about you, this speaks of what is it that people say about you, right? Excuse me. Okay. Um, Sorry about that. So the next thing is, what is it that people say about you? When you're asking, what about you? What is it that people say about you, or people think about you? Are you an expert in your field? Now, DMTCAM is a partner to one of the biggest organizations in London. That's Phoenix Space, that is into space science, STEM, engineering, and all. That they teach space science, how to launch some things into space. Is an astro is I don't know what that is about, but I'm not in the field of space science, but I know that that's one of their biggest partner in London, Phoenix Space, which they provide this kind of scholarship to refugees. And you can say, okay, what about you? What do people think about you? If Phoenix Space in London is not thinking about that, no, these people are of good value, they won't partner with them. They won't even come to them. They know that, no, what DMZ Cam is doing is a very big one. So these are the things you put into your branding process. You want your customers to know, to your client to feel, yes, people can come to them because when they ask, what about you? You can tell them, yes, this is what people think about me. If they don't think I'm better in this field, they won't partner with me. Right? So if you go and use your services, will my friend not tell me, shut up? Will my friend, are you stupid? Or have people responded, have people responded to you, like, are you in the news? Are you things like this is what you asked before you come in. Or whether you know it or not, it's something that is psychological. You ask that question before you can come in. Then the last question is, what about you and me? The previous one is, what about you? The last question is, what about you and me? Let's talk about you and me. So, did you resonate with me? Did you really satisfy my needs beyond the services? Everybody wants to feel special beyond the services they are offered you. Yes, that's why you see something like UBA, even after you have used their services, they'll still wish you happy birthday. They'll still remember special days. Did you get it now? So how do I feel after receiving what you have offered me? This is what a connection question. And you ask the question, can we really be connected? Have you been able to network with me, with others, using your services? So this speaks of repeat purchases, sense of community, Are you everyone's favorite? Are you actively engaging me? And all and all and all. So, and all this process that I've taken you through is called building your brand to be top of mind. Did you get that? Building your brand to be what? Top of mind. Either of your customer, either of your consumer, either of your market, whatever you want to name it. You have to what? Answer these questions in a way that you have to be building your brand to be top of mind. So the deep emotional connection will keep a company at the top of mind during purchase and even afterward. So I end here. If you have any question, you can ask me. Now, if you have any question, you can ask before I get off the call. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Paul. So I see it is one person that is left here. Okay, Esther is saying I should repeat the instruction I gave earlier. So Esther said, send your name and your email, your full name and your email to the number, the program manager, the number actually anchoring your platform, so your group. Send your details to that number. That is what I said you should do. So you guys have gone through everything. You heard what he said. So if you have questions, kindly drop your question. So we'll wait for 1 more minute. If you guys don't have questions, then we can come to the end of the program. And immediately after that, I will drop a link, and you guys have 5 to 10 minutes to fill um the link, to fill the attendance via the link. So 1 more minute, and I'll drop the by 2:40. I'll drop the link. So prior to then, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. So we are still waiting. Is there any question before I proceed to drop the attendance link? So if you have any questions, please drop it right now. Okay, so you guys are three right now. So I will drop the attendance link. Of course, I know those who stayed from the very beginning to the end, right? So if the name surpasses those names, I know how to filter them. Or that's why I asked you guys to send your message. So Janet, Esther, and Chika. So I guess those are the three main people I'm expecting to fill the form I just dropped. So you guys can proceed to fill that form. Just click the link and proceed to fill the form. Mr. Paul, thank you very much for this session. So going forward, you would have these three students to actually take on. You would have these three students to actually take on. So the rest will be dropped tonight. They will be proceeding with this program again. So okay, currently now two people have actually filled the form. I'm waiting for the last person to fill so I can close the form. If you know you've not filled the attendance, kindly fill it now so I can close the form ASAP and remove those who needs to be removed. Thank you. The link to fill the form is right there in the comment section. I've dropped it. So use the link and fill your attendance. I'll be closing the attendance in the next 3 minutes, please. Fill the attendance now. So Jeanette has filled. Um, Esther has filled. Chika, I guess you're the one remaining to fill the attendance form. Please use the link and fill the form. So I probably have a minute or two to do that. Okay, done. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining this session. We appreciate your commitment to the program, and thank you, Mr. Paul, for sparing out your time for joining these guys. We really appreciate your time with us. We know how busy you can be with
No
your
challenge, my
activities.
boss.
So we are very grateful. We are very grateful, and believe me, we don't take this for granted. Neither do the whole of DMC camp. So thank you, everyone, for today.